Thank you for joining me today on this episode of Chalk and Chaos Sports Betting Podcast. I'm Sean Marciano, and I'm gonna go ride solo here. Joel's had a long day of watching Olympic hockey, as have I. A lot of people are busy. It's a Wednesday night, nice, smoother podcast. We're gonna see how this goes, see if it's entertaining and how it works. If I can do it by myself like this. I want to start off by saying Olympic hockey was great. A lot of overtime games, beautiful. Love sudden death action. Like having to kind of sit on the edge of your seat. I don't want these games to be easy. A lot of people that bet, they're like, I gotta. No, I want it to be like 4-0, 5-0. No, no, I enjoy games like this. That's the thrill of it. That's the adrenaline rush we get from betting these sort of games. The potential walk in a blizzard when you inevitably lose these games. But today did not. Future stay alive. If you heard me on the hockey gambling podcast, I hope you do. Most of the listeners are the same, if anything. If not, please go listen to those. I'm on there as a guest host every so often when I can be. And I give out a lot of hockey bets, and I will on here as well. But today I'm going to start off with some women's hockey talk for a gold medal game and kind of the MVP market for those that can bet it on FanDuel. I think I know they're open on there. I don't know about DraftKings. I can look. But we're going to start off with the gold medal. No, actually, I'll start off with the bronze medal game, the Sweden-Switzerland game. I know absolutely nothing about this other than the Switzerland goalie is really elite, and I think this game's been played already, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's going to go under. I don't know if I want to play it on 4.5, but it's juicy. Not really. It's not juicy. Sorry, a chaotic kind of opposite view as some would have for these kind of games. Oh, they're gonna go over. I don't know. It's women's. I feel like this is gonna be another game. But just keep in mind, I only see this on DraftKings. So the total is over under 4.5 minus 120 over plus 102 under. Swiss are plus 180. Sweden's minus 218. I would like to look to the dog here on the under. I think maybe Switzerland can steal this. I'd like to see the medal at the women's stage. I know for the men's side, it hasn't been since at least 60 to 80 years. So they have a chance. No, they don't have a chance. Sorry, I'm mistaken. It will be that has not been determined yet. But now for the gold medal game, you have Canada, USA. USA minus 425. Canada plus 330. Over under 5.5 minus 135 under plus 114 over. And a couple of storylines that I don't know if you guys know about. One of them is the United States goaltender and their insane run of shutouts. I think they've only allowed one goal all tournament long in Canada. Two storylines here. Pauline, I don't know, remember her how to say her middle name, but she has got her knee all torn up. She's playing injured, but they're fighting along. And there's another little storyline between these two teams. I don't know who the female player is, but for the women's side, on the Americans, they broke up with their roommate that's playing for Canada. So that's a little another undertone there. I don't know how that happens mid tournament. But that's a little storyline that I'm sure will be brought up on the broadcast if we listen to this game at 1 o'clock. Um, I mean, I think USA dominates. I think another thing that I'd like to bring up, if you're gonna bet this game, I think you gotta bet in the MVP markets. I think Aaron Frankel at plus one at 15 to 1, I think is a good bet. I think if you have these shutout strength, I think she has another shutout. She's gonna be very lively. I know. I've seen some people talk about. I think Caroline Harvey makes sense. Minus 210, that seems pretty high for an award that's kind of a chaotic winners. And Marie-Philippe Poulin is playing on that tattered knee. Maybe if they win, she has a claim, but I don't think so. I think it'll be Aaron Frankel will be up to the podium. I think that's a very likely outcome as well. I will be watching this game because there is no other men's hockey, and I'm pro USA over here in the old New Hampshire area, so we'll have it on the TV while I'm working. So it'll be at least something to watch. It'll be exciting. And now to the men's side, I'm going to preview a little bit, give some early thoughts because it's two interesting markets. You got Canada, Finland on the 10 a.m. minus 550 Canada, and USA, Slovakia minus 950. And I will say this: in the other day, I thought both those teams were pretty much overpriced, Canada and US. They both went to overtime, and I did call that. Didn't bet it, but should have. That's my home as a goaltender as it gets. But I do want to talk about the MVP just a little bit. I'm gonna preview this just slightly for what I may talk about in the HGB tomorrow night. I like Macklin Celebrini at 9 to 1. I think the pedigree of McDavid makes sense why he's a favorite. I think if Canada is gold medalist and USA is silver and Finland is bronze, I don't think USA or Finland has a strong MVP case as currently constructed. We never know what the semifinals may bring. But Celebrini with 5 goals is kind of a case to be had for MVP because not historically in the very limited sample size we have, a lot of these guys that score these have 5 plus goals are kind of lively to win MVP. And right now, as it stands, I don't think there's anyone else that's close to him that can still get that. I mean, maybe Matthews if he has a hat trick in one game, right? Maybe McDavid could get there, and I'm a big McDavid guy. But maybe Shuravs, I don't think he'll get a hat trick against the Finns. I don't think that's going to be likely. So I think if you're gonna be betting against McDavid at this point, I think the only one you could take is Macklin, and that's just my take on that. Not too strong on it. I have a decent amount of McDavid and Macklin. Maybe I'll bet some more tomorrow morning. We'll see how if there's more buzz that comes to light for Macklin. I feel like it's between those two at this point. If that's the meddling, and I think if Slovakia gets the bronze or somehow beats USA, Slovaski is going to get a huge amount of credit for it. So it's not just one game sample size; it's the whole tournament, and that kind of matters at the end of the day. Whether or not that comes to fruition, we'll see. I don't think the USA will take the Slovaks lightly. They play a good physical game. Don't get me wrong, but this isn't Germany. For the Slovaks, this is a juggernaut and kind of I guess if you will, David versus Goliath. We'll see how it goes. I'm excited, but I'm gonna talk about the Genesis Invitational now and kind of what I've been betting. It's more of a recreational kind of bet. I'm gonna start off with the DraftKings promotional here. You can get a 4 to 1 boost on. I think it's the first round leader. Yeah, you get like 400 odds added. And I put a little bit on one guy. His name is Ryo. I don't know. It's Ayusin. Houston. Yeah, I don't know. He's Tsunami. I don't know how to say it. But he's been doing pretty good. Been pretty much on the top of the first round. He can get there at the top of the first round. I think he's worthy. He's at plus 5,900. Add another 400 to it. 6,300 through 20 on it. See if that cashes or not. I'm not too strong on that. I don't think he's a winner, but first round, why not? We've seen worse bets out there. I'm gonna kind of tackle some outrights that I bet. I'm gonna start with. I think the history of this winners have been pretty spread out actually. It's not been really the chalky winners. It's been more like the 25 to 1s and higher. That tells me. In the way that Scotty's been playing, I don't know if he's quite warranted as a 3 to 1. He's been kind of shaky in the first round and dialed in the second, third, and fourth. So he's been leaving some pretty good betting opportunities live. If that happens again, do so again. I don't think he's going to not finish top 20, top 10, or maybe even 5 at that rate. But I'm going to start with my longest odd is Aldrich Pottinger at plus 57,500. 57,500. Yep. Said that right. For a little bit of staking. He's a long distance hitter. I like him. Gonna keep betting him until maybe he wins again. Hopefully, he cashes me a long shot winner. My next long shot I bet is Tony Finau at 13,500. I think that's longest odds for a guy with his name. I think he's got pretty good underlying metrics so far. I've seen. I don't have it rarely available to me. Threw a little bit on them to finish top 5 and top 10 also, just in case. Sometimes you have to be careful with those long shot winners. Kind of got to play those longer odds for the top 5 and top 10. It's kind of worth it. Yeah, pretty good juicy odds, and you kind of play around with those if they are in the kind of the mix. I think my next longest odds is Shane Lowry at 78 to 1. I like that. I think he's a tad bit long. Sepp Straka 52 to 1. I like a lot of Europeans you'll find here in a minute. Hovland 32 to 1 and Rory McIlroy. I don't think he should be ever over 10 to 1. I played a little bit of those guys, top 5, top tens. Nothing too high staking. I feel like the way it's been, I haven't really looked into the nationality market yet. Been pretty distracted with hockey, and so I'll kind of look at those markets, kind of see what stands out to me early on. But for top UK, I think I'd bet for sure Shane Lowry at plus 920. I think I will be tomorrow. For UK Ireland. For the European, maybe Lowry and some Straka and Hovland at those longer odds. Oh, one thing I want to bring up. They changed hole 17 for Hovland. They put in two trees because he used to take this alternative route, if you will, and they kind of put two trees in the way, so now he can't hit this shot that's kind of makes him closer to the hole. And I don't like that. I feel like we want to see these golfers taking these unique angles and unique lines with unique shots because that's what we're here to watch. We're not here to watch, you know. No, everyone's in the fairway. Or here's a rough shot. No, we want to see the high risk, high reward shots too. That's what I like about golf. All these guys are talented enough where that's what you want to see. I don't want to see, course integrity. Don't take this alternative route. I think that just devalues it, in my opinion. But that's a gripe I have. Maybe I'm a little too young, more of a youngin. Um, so I know Hideki Matsuyama is a former winner here, so I kind of like Hideki top Asian at plus 1540, 1554. Sorry, I can't speak right now. Plus 154. I don't know why I said 15. Word salad kind of kid over here, unfortunately. Those are some early top markets I like. Maybe for USA, what do I like? 20 feet now plus 6,500. That's maybe that for a long shot. Maybe for chalk, Xander Schauffele at 12 to 1. I think that's pretty good. I think he could take that. He's playing a lot better now. Played a lot better last week after his rough start. I don't really dive too much into the matchups. It's not really my cup of tea. I think if Smitty were to come on next time, he would give some out. But that's not for me. One thing I have been doing, though, is DraftKings does this top X finish parlays boost. I kind of wait for a live look angle at that. I think that's a lot of it's been using Scotty Scheffler as that kind of baseline, maybe like a top 10, top 20. But you get that as like, you can find a guy that's top 5 that you like and think finish top 5. Around day 2 or 3, I use this. And 1-1 so far, so I can't complain. It's been somewhat profitable. So I'm going to continue to do that this weekend. So I'll look for a guy live, a couple guys live that I like. And maybe if I'm recording, I can share that one parlay. I don't know if I quite will. By then, I don't know how much more I'll have to talk about. Maybe some NHL awards. I'm going to save that for the HGP because I know I have a lot to say. I've already kind of given some out already that I like. I don't know if there's any more awards markets that I'd be looking into just yet. Maybe some Quinn Hughes Norris. That 25 to 1 I like. I don't. We have some vulnerable favorites at the top. But outside that, you could still get for the Billie Jean King MVP award for the PWHL. You can get Kendall Coyne Schofield, maybe Aaron Frankel as well. If she wins MVP as well, I think those are possible winners. I don't watch a ton of. Where is what's her name? Not Sarah Fuller. It is not Hannah Miller. No, what's her name? Yeah, if I can't find her name, it's probably not likely to win then. So I like those two for the MVP for the PWHL. Don't watch a ton of it. I know for Andy or Kendall Coyne Schofield, she is in the lead for points. Mary Philippoulin is kind of tied for second, but if she's injured and tattered, you're gonna get some pretty good odds to fade her here. I think those are the only two I'd be looking at for their respective teams. I mean, Aaron Frankel is a goalie, of course, but a lot less games. They play a lot more, so playing like half the games isn't as playing 3 quarters of the games isn't as like I think held against them, if you will. I think she would have a legitimate chance with her stats that she has. She's elite goaltending stats. So yeah, it's kind of what I'm looking at so far for this week. What my kind of bets and how I feel. I mean, enjoyed a great day of hockey. I can't go wrong with that. I mean, having your cheeks clenched all day is something, something else. It's a great sweat. Excited to have the NHL back next week and see how the end of the season goes. Oh, you know what? I have not shared this in the my group chats that I have, and I kind of bet two things recently. Um, it's two Stanley Cup exactus. I bet Tampa Bay Lightning versus Oilers at 20 to 1, just for that matchup, and then Stars Lightning matchup 30 to 1. I think those are. I think if you're gonna take some long shots in the West market, I think you partly kind of bet against like the Tampa Bay being the team in the East. I think that's the best way to look at it. I've bet a lot of that. I mean, I took some Dallas 20 to 1. I think that's kind of long now. At this point, I think I don't think I think the Avs are getting beat up here, and you have to start kind of looking who in the West could kind of take them down possibly. That'd be kind of one of my initial looks so far. I'm gonna wrap it up now. I think kind of a brief by myself. I don't think anyone wants to listen to me rattle off more stuff that's irrelevant. I don't have anything just yet. Maybe some. I'd like to see some comments though. Let me know what you guys want me to talk about. Deep dive into. I think one I would like to look at is the World Baseball Classic. Is what I'll be looking at. That starts up in a couple weeks, so I'm gonna start looking into that for sure. Maybe some MLB futures, hopefully. I'm gonna definitely get into that. I like to bet a couple of those. Nothing too strong, nothing too big, but a couple. Never hurts nobody. And then what do we have coming up for tennis? Let's see. The next one's the French Open, so that's in May. Yeah, so that's probably pretty far away here. Yeah, so it's just kind of this week. Maybe I'll come out with another one if something pops up that sticks out to me. Look out for the World Baseball Classic though preview. I'll try to do that with some people that definitely watch it. That's not just me. I'd definitely be interested in the Dominicans. For anybody that knows me, you'll know why I'm saying that. And yeah, go Canada, go. Gross, I'm saying that. See you, gentlemen, later.